Hey everyone, come on in and sit a spell and I'll teach you how to make tater cakes. Now I made some mashed potatoes here the other night, so I had some leftover mashed potatoes. And so I always make extra, and I always do that because I love tater cakes. Now they're super simple to make. You fry them in butter and it's just leftover mashed potatoes. That's all it is. And then you'll add a little bit of flour to that, and then you'll put it in the skillet and you'll fry them up, and that's all I do. Some people put onions in them, that's good, but my mama always made them just plain, because I was probably very picky as a child, and probably I wouldn't have eaten them with onion in it, so I've got used to not putting it in it. You know, if I wanted some, I'd just cut me a good onion and eat it on the side, you know. So anyway, in a minute, I'll get this flour and I'll start stirring it up, and I'll show you what it's like to fry tater cake. And you're going to love them. You're going to make extra mashed potatoes when you make them, because you're going to definitely want to make these. And also, you know, in Ireland, they make tater cakes, but they call them boxty. Now, I've seen boxty, and that's B-O-X-T-Y, and I've seen that with a round in a ball. That's usually the way they make them, but they make them sometimes in a triangle shape or square or round like I do, and they might vary a little, and a lot of times they have panko as the coating on them instead of flour like I do. But in Destin, Florida, there's a place called McGuire's Irish Pub and Restaurant, and they make a boxty that beats all I ever saw. So if you're there, you know, that's what I would, if I didn't do anything, go in there and order me some boxty. They'll give you a big old plate of them, and I'm telling you, I think they give you some ranch dressing that you can sort of dip them in if you want to. They just good with something like that, with dressing, or just by themselves. I mean, you're going to enjoy those. So when you go to Florida, if you're around Destin, you try to make sure you go to McGuire's Irish Pub and Restaurant. You're going to thank Country Sheriff for that. I'll be right with you. So, okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put me a little bit of flour. I don't measure, you know me. I'm just going to put a little bit down in the bottom, because I'm going to put it in a bigger bowl. And I'm going to, that way it won't stick as bad. Because mashed potatoes, you're going to have them on your hands when you get done. And that's okay. Just wash it off. And you're going to, I'm just going to put it in this big bowl here so I can stir it a little bit better. So that's all it is. A little bit of flour and some mashed potatoes. And then you're going to stir them until you get it coated, sort of. You know, you're just going to mix it up a little. You're just putting a little flour in your mashed potatoes. That's all you're doing. So you can pat them out and make some patties and fry them up. And that won't take but just a minute. And then when you get that all ready, then you'll go to your skillet and you'll put them in there and pat them out, and then that's all there is to it. I'm talking, if you want something simple, this is the thing to do. And I'll show you them frying right here in a second. So now I'm getting ready to start making my patties. This is my mashed potatoes. So I'm going to put them in patties. Got me some butter on the eye here. I'm going to put them in here, and I'm going to start frying them up. Okay, I got all of my flour and potatoes mixed up. I've got my butter in my pan. And now I'm going to make patties, and I'm going to fry them up. All right, I got them in a pan, and I'll show you what they look like. Now, in a minute, I'll turn them over and show you how brown they get and how pretty they get. And you can add your little bit of salt on top of that if you don't think your potatoes was salty enough to begin with. I probably put my little, you know me and salt, we like each other. My health probably don't like it, but right now I can eat it, so I'm going to. Looky here, I turned them over once. I'm not done with them, but I'm gonna get them good and brown on both sides. They'll be done in just a minute. And then, you know, it's pretty early this morning. I made them kind of early, but they're a good thing for breakfast. They do that all over the world. They'll have potatoes for breakfast. So I think this is what I'm having for breakfast. Okay, I'm gonna give you another look. They're getting almost there. I turned them over once. And I may, if I want some of them browner a little bit, I may just turn them back over for a second. In just a second, I'm gonna taste them. Okay, my tater cakes. A lot of people's gonna say, don't you mean potato cakes? And yes, I do mean potato cakes, if that's what you want to call them. But I call them tater cakes because I'm from Appalachia, and we usually call them tater cakes. So anyway, this is what they look like. And they look like they're gonna be real good. You know, a lot of people like to eat them with like ketchup on them, like you would French fries or something. I don't know. You can do what you want to. My daddy is 84 years old and he loves tater cakes. So I'm sure I'm gonna have to give him some of these, and this is gonna make his day. Now I'm gonna give it a bite. And I think I'm gonna love it. It's got a little crunch to it, you know. That's that flour. If you can see this a little better. See the crunch? You can just tell it's gonna crunch. And it does. It's very good. Okay, so I don't know what I'm gonna have next time. I stay hungry all the time. I guess I'll be cooking something else real soon. And I want y'all to come back and see me. I'm Country Sherry at Country Sherry 23. And I hope y'all have a blessed day.